Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namastutyam Naram Chaivan Rotamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamutiraye Nashta Prayesha Bhadresha Nityam Bhagavate Vaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtakim Shinvatam Sakata Krishna Punya Savana Kitana Prati Antastavati Abhadrani Vidu Nati Sukrit Satam Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangorangayate Krim Yatkrapatamaham Mande Sri Gurundinataranam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram Paramanandamadavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to purify myself. So today, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 31, verse number, Sloka 42. Tammatmano vijaniyad pati apatya grahatmakam daivo pasaditam mrityum nagayor gayanam yatam. Synonyms by his Divine Grace Shri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Tam, the Lord's Maya, Atmana, of herself, Vijaniyat, she should know, Pati, husband, Apatya, children, Griha, house, Atmakam, consisting of, Daiva, by the authority of the Lord, Upasaditam, brought about, Mrityum, death, Mrigayoha, of the hunter, Gayanam, the singing, Yata, as. Translation by His Divine Grace Shri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. A woman, therefore, should consider her husband, her house, and her children to be the arrangement of the external energy of the Lord for her death, just as the sweet singing of the hunter is death for the deer. Purport by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In these instructions of Lord Kapila Deva, it is explained that not only is woman the gateway to hell for man, but man is also the gateway to hell for woman. It is a question of attachment. A man becomes attached to a woman because of her service, her beauty, and many other assets. And similarly, a woman becomes attached to a man for his giving her a nice place to live, ornaments, dress, and children. It is a question of attachment for one another. As long as either is attached to the other for such material enjoyment, the woman is dangerous for the man, and the man is also dangerous for the woman. But if the attachment is transferred to Krishna, both of them become Krishna conscious, and then marriage is very nice. Srila Rupa Goswami therefore recommends Anashaktasya Vishayan Yatarham Upayunjataha Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe Yuktam Vairagyamuchyate Bhaktirasamrita Sindhu 1.2.255. Man and woman should live together as householders in relationship with Krishna, only for the purpose of discharging duties in the service of Krishna. Engage the children, engage the wife, and engage the husband, all in Krishna conscious duties. And then all these bodily or material attachments will disappear. Since the medium is Krishna, the consciousness is pure and there is no possibility of degradation at any time. Text 43. Dehena jiva bhutena lokam manuvrajan bunjana eva karmani karoti aviratam puman. Synonyms: Dehena, on account of the body; Jiva Bhutena, possessed by the living entity; Lokat, from one planet; Lokam to another planet; Anuvrajan, wandering; Bunjanaha, enjoying, eva, so, karmani, fruitive activities, karoti, he does, aviratam, incessantly, puma, living entity. Translation. Due to his particular type of body, the materialistic living entity wanders from one planet to another, following fruitive activities. In this way, he involves himself in fruitive activities and enjoys the result incessantly. Purport. When the living entity is engaged in the material body, he is called Jiva Bhuta, and when he is free from the material body, he is called Brahma Bhuta. By changing his material body, birth after birth, he travels not only in the different species of life, but also from one planet to another. Lord Chaitanya says that the living entity is bound up by fruitive activities or wandering in this way throughout the whole universe. And if by some chance or by pious activities they get in touch with the bona fide spiritual master by the grace of Krishna, then they get the seed of devotional service. After getting the seed, if one sows it within his heart and pours water on it by hearing and chanting, the seed grows into a big plant, and there are fruits and flowers which the living entity can enjoy even in this material world. That is called the Brahmabhuta stage. In this designation, in this designated condition, a living entity is called materialistic. And upon being freed from all designations, when he is fully Krishna conscious, engaged in devotional service, he is called liberated. Unless one gets the opportunity to associate with the bona fide spiritual master, by the grace of the Lord, there is no possibility of one's liberation from the cycle of birth and death in the different species of life and through the different grades of planets. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to read Srimad Bhagavatam. I know I'm not qualified. I beg your blessings and prayers, and also the blessings from my Guru Maharaj and Guru Parampara Krishna. So I can summarize the lecture from Bhakti Vikas Swami Maharaj. And please forgive me if I add on any of my own interpretation and bestow your blessings on my family. Here in this chapter, Kapila Dev is speaking to a woman, his mother. Generally, Shastras are spoken to men, and the woman is instructed by her husband. That is the general Vedic system. When it is said that we want to educate the woman, it is there, but in a different way. Men studies everything in the Gurukul when he is a boy, and then after marriage, he instructs the essence of the Vedas to his wife. Generally, in Brahmin families at least, women had also become learned. And the husband is the Pati Guru. Pati Guru means not just giving instructions like, you do this, you do that, do the material things, make idlis, make dosas for me, make me happy. It's not just that, but also reveal the spiritual knowledge that he has learned from the Vedic system. But in modern days, it's very difficult and it's also not applicable. The Pancharatrika system, they're totally to the people on the platform of the soul. It directly gets into the soul. There's nothing on the material platform. Vedic and the Pancharatric system are not independent of each other. In many ways, the culture is similar. So the three dharma of the roles of the woman in society is that it does not automatically change. The Pancharatrika Vedi, although in strict Vedic system in terms of time from various ages, old ages, Vedas, in different yugas, in Vedic system, we find some women are learned in Shastra. Modern application of Varnashram, they are not allowed in this Kali Yuga, but they can try the best possible. They can go to the temple, worship the Lord, but in olden days, if you see people are controlled, they will try their best to worship the Lord, their being in the family. They are even, sometimes we see that they're even not allowed to go outside other than the temple, other than the school, especially for women. But in these days, we can see that girls, they go they go to the work in the middle of the night. There's not much of control. They go to the party. But in Gaudiya Vaishnavas, especially, we give them the opportunity. Even they can take the role of a guru. For example, Janava Mataji, Ganga Mataji, Kelata Thakurani. They can become a Goswamini. They can give initiation. They can accept the disciples, even male disciples. But still, Janava Mataji, when she went to Vrindavan, she was carried in palanquin. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he took sannyas, his wife, Vishnupriya, became widow at the age of 16. And then she just stayed at home with Sachi Mata, and she was just chanting Hare Krishna mantra and living a very austere life. Basically, social principles apply. Because as Kapil Dev is pointing out throughout these verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, and Srila Prabhupada also states that if Krishna is in the center, then there is no problem. Otherwise, we are attached to Maya. If we put that attraction to Krishna in the place of Maya, then Krishna will take care. Maya is Krishna's energy. It's up to us whether to get attracted to external energy of Maya, Durga, or to get attracted to the internal energy of Krishna. External energy of Krishna is Durga. Internal energy of Krishna is Radha. If we get attracted to Radha, then Radha is going to help us to go back to Krishna. And it's in this verse, we can really understand that it's not just that one person in the family is getting attached and then serving Krishna. But then the whole entire family, Prabhu, Mataji, children, everything is engaged in the service of Krishna. So we should be very, very careful when dealing with the opposite sex. Srila Prabhupada was initially not careful. Probably one of his first servants was Govinda Dasi. She was a young woman. And later, Prabhupada, he was coming from India, and then he was in the Western culture, dealing with many devotees. He was very liberal in the initial part of it, when he started the movement. Later, he became very strict. He saw that his disciples were not following strictly. They are just chanting and being happy, but they are mingling with the opposite sex. So Prabhupada became very strict, and he made that even we have to follow, in the Western culture, they have to follow the 4 regulative principles very strictly and chant and follow the regulative principles and please the Lord as a family. If we are not actually situated in fully desiring to serve fully Krishna, then we may be in the name of spontaneously jumping 10 kilometers deep into the Maya. That's very, very difficult. So when the young man is a devotee, they may think, even for the sake of service, one has to be very, very careful when dealing with the opposite sex. Gradually, in this example, we can see that Prabhupada was also very, very careful when dealing with his disciples. He has recommended and set the guidelines. We are just going to implement that. And Maya, Daivi Isha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya Mameva E Papatyante Maya Metan Tarantite. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, my divine energy, Maya, consisting of the 3 modes of nature, is very difficult to overcome. But those who surrender unto me cross over it easily. Actually, from what we can see is beautiful, or the people who are beautiful are generally not nice at all. They're very, very dangerous in the modern age, especially when there is no protection, no restriction. They use that to give us so much pain to others. So we have to be very, very careful when things are very dangerous. So these instructions, Stree is supposed to see their husband as Narayana and serve him. In this way, she is becoming learned, even though in a family, the woman is not so much spiritually advanced, but just by serving her husband nicely, she can get the benefit of all that her husband is doing. If her husband is chanting, following the spiritual principles, regulative principles nicely, reading the Srila Prabhupada books, she can just get the benefit of all that her husband is doing just by serving and being truthful to her husband and faithful to her husband. We can see in the ancient days, Gandhari, she was the wife of King Dhritarashtra, but the king was in Maya. He was the Dhritarashtra who wanted to hold the kingdom illegally, but still we see that Gandhari was praised for her truthfulness. She was just truthful to her husband. And Mandodari, she was a good wife of Ravana. She was giving him very good instructions, but Ravana was not ready to hear that. Even Mandodari can burn the emblem. She could even burn the whole kingdom, but Ravana couldn't hear. She was not listening to her. So these women are praised for their quality. Quality is considered so important. Here he could see her husband and serve her husband. And then Vaishnavas are not really dependent on Varnashram. He's actually situated in Krishna consciousness. If one is always seeing Krishna everywhere, then they are under the proper shelter of Krishna. Arodito yadi haris tapasa tata kim narodito yadi haris tapas tata kim antar bahir yadi haris tapas tata kim. If the Lord is worshipped, what is the use of austerities? So if everybody sees the Lord is within and without, then the austerities are already taken care. So the thing is, we need to put Krishna in the in the center, and then we get the shelter of Krishna. And for the children, we can see Prahlad is most famous because he was following Krishna consciousness, and he was in Krishna consciousness, even though he was in the family of demons. It's very, very difficult when somebody is in the association of demons to follow Krishna consciousness. And Prahlad has followed from his childhood, even from his birth. So it's normal and natural when somebody is in the family of devotees, but it's very, very difficult when you are in the family of demons. But Prahlad has set a great example for us. And then ultimately, what is the motive? What is the objective of women or any Atma, any soul is that Savai Pumsham Barodharmo Yato Bhakti Radokshaje Ahaituki Pratihata Yayatma Suprasidati. The supreme occupation for all humanity is that by which men can attain to loving devotional service and to the transcendental Lord. Such devotional service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted to completely satisfy the self. So, just to conclude, woman is Maya, but they are not Maya. In other words, everything is Maya. Woman is Maya only because we project ourselves in that particular form. Maya means Krishna's Maya. Maya means Krishna's energy. So why should we target only women? That because we see that there is something attractive to enjoy in that particular form. So the conclusion is identifying myself as an enjoyer to enjoy separately from Krishna. That is Maya. Otherwise, the form is the same as that of the earth. It is also a transformation of earth. Earth transforms vegetables and that is eaten. That becomes beautiful. The form is made from the chemicals from the earth. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that anything can attract. Even a great sannyasis can get attached to the form of a woman even if woman is made in the form of wood. So we have to be very, very careful. The point is, we should not think that we are the enjoyers. If we think that Krishna is a real enjoyer and I'm just the part and parcel of Krishna, then everything is taken care. And I also want to give the final touch with my Guru Maharaj's lectures that I've heard, that even the devotees who are in Mayapur, husband and wife, sometimes they had some debates. And the husband was running on the roads in Mayapur, and then everybody is thinking, why this guy is running? And then they are seeing there is a woman, that's his wife, coming with a cooker or some instrument, some utensil, and chasing her husband because of that debate. So especially when devotees are getting initiated, they have to be very, very careful. We may be thinking, I'm scolding my wife, I'm scolding my husband, but still they are also initiated devotees. And Krishna will not be happy if we are offending the devotees. Krishna considers them as his devotees. So we have to be very, very careful. And children, we can cheat. I can cheat myself. I can cheat Guru Krishna, but it's not possible to cheat the children. They are closely watching what we are doing every day. Other day, example, I got a video, and it was like, I don't know, 9:30 or 10 p.m. I was watching Cherada Gada, my daughter. She said, Dad, Krishna does not like this. My ears are paining. Can you stop it? So let's try our best. This is the greatest opportunity that we have got to please Krishna in this lifetime. Let's take this as the greatest